Boom, that's going. And then let's do, just tell me about the pain really quick. So it's low back pain, correct?
Yep. So it's lower and kind of feels to the sides of my spine, my lower back.
Okay.
I feel it particularly on my left side. It's like a dull ache that I'm kind of always aware of, and I can tell it affects my mobility. Um, and occasionally I'll agitate it enough that I'll be in like an extreme amount of pain where like an perfect upright position is like the only position I can be in. And I'm still in pain, but if I like move at all or bend forward, I'm in like excruciating pain. And then that will slowly like go away over 3-4 days, and I'll go back to sort of just this like dull ache that I'm constantly like sort of just managing, living with.
And then it's worse with bending forward and rotation stuff.
To be honest, I think the thing that most reliably irritates it is if I load my spine. Like if I try to do squats or deadlifts, even lightweight, the next 3-4 days, I'm really like, it just feels like inflamed. It feels like irritated. So I think loading the spine is the worst.
Gotcha.
Twisting is not bad, but I find forward and backwards, I can feel a little bit of pain on both sides of the spectrum, forwards and backwards.
Gotcha. Cool. Any other aches and pains?
Um, like I said on the email, I have a partial ACL tear. It's not, there's no real pain, but I can feel my knee will sort of, it feels like it's getting tired when I'm exercising. Like I can feel the joints starting to like the muscles are working to hold it together. And I can feel fatigue start to set in, and it'll start to get more unstable. So I'm always kind of aware of that. I have like a dull ache in my neck. I have basically arthritis in my neck at 31 years old. It's from doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, from constantly getting pulled on.
Yeah.
So that's not really a big problem. It's just something I've kind of gotten used to. That's about it for day-to-day like body aches and pains.
Gotcha. Okay. So before we're going to do just kind of like a pain assessment right here, right now. That'll just kind of tell me where you are. And then we'll jump into the actual like movement screen. That way we just kind of, and then, like I said, we're just going to retest all of this. And I will send you some information on squats and deadlifts that I use and kind of how I go about loading those patterns. And kind of just graded exposure, getting back to it, and just trying to load them up a little bit differently. And just something for you to mess around with. Cool?
Okay.
On squats. So everything I'm typing is about you. I promise I'm not on like Facebook or anything.
Oh, it's all good.
Squats and deadlift info. Cool. So pain assessment is probably going to be similar to what you've experienced in normal physical therapy treatment. Let me just have you, so I'll have you start with just like standing up, and let me see you like bend forward, touch your toes. Any pain?
Yeah. Can you see me like from here all the way?
That's perfect, man. Any pain?
Kind of like a dull ache, but nothing extreme.
Gotcha. Okay, just that typical what you normally would feel.
Yeah, it's just sort of like a warning almost is what I would describe it as. Like just sort of like a slight like twinge in my lower left back.
Got it. Okay, it's a little twingy. While you're there, let's go from the side. I want to see this way going into extension.
Sure.
Same twingy stuff?
Not really.
Okay, cool.
No.
Try it with your hands on your bottom, like right at the base, like your palms are right at the base of the spine. Push forward as you come back. How's that?
Yeah, I feel a little bit more kind of mid lower spine. I feel a little bit of tightness and a little bit of pain there when I do that.
Okay, so just a little bit there.
Yeah.
Let's do. Can I see you do the toe touch facing the other way? So it'd be like your bottom facing me and
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
Cool, not bad. And then face toward me and do that one more time, please.
Okay.
And just hang out there. Not bad. Cool. Last two we'll do of this one. Hands are here at the side. You're gonna reach your right fingertips toward your right knee without like folding forward, nothing like that.
Just side bend.
Yep, side bend. Any issues with that?
I feel like if I go directly sideways, I feel okay. I just feel a stretch.
Okay.
I kind of felt like if I was a little bit off going perfectly sideways, I'd feel a little bit of pain in my back. So I adjusted even just like this, I can sort of feel it, but then if I go a little bit more forwards, then it disappears.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Okay.
Let me see you go to the other direction now.
Yeah, no pain on that side.
Gotcha. So side bending to your right, pain on the left.
Yeah. When I go to the right, I have pain on my left. When I go to the right, when I go to my left, my right feels fine.
Perfect. All right, man. So good news. You're human. So it's just normal stuff, especially that one with the extension. It's not the most comfortable position. It's not like something we usually have, so that little bit of tightness is okay.
Yeah.
We will be using that side bend one as a retest as we go through. Let's see. So now we'll be doing kind of the more in-depth movement assessment. We're going to check the shoulders. We're going to check the hips.
Okay.
And we'll do, I'm just going to snap some photos of you like forward, side, back, side real quick as well.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll go just right there. Boom, got that. Let me see you just turn to the side, whichever one works for you. Okay, and turn around for me. That was a crappy screenshot. Let me do one more here. And we got it, and then turn the other way. Okay. Let me just see you now, just like walk toward the camera and then walk away from me. And just do that like, I don't know, we'll say 10 times, just so I can kind of see how that moves.
So you're cutting out there. What do you want?
I just want you to walk down and back. Actually, give me 1 second. Let me see if this will fix that.
Hey, I lost you there. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. We're back. It's still recording
Okay,
too. So can I just get you to walk like away from the computer and then back and just kind of do that like 10 times?
Okay.
And actually, if you actually don't mind popping the shirt off, and then you can throw it right back on afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Do you want me, right now you're like on the ground basically. Do you want me to put the camera higher?
If you can put it like in line with your hips, that'd be great. Otherwise, it's not a huge deal.
Let me try that. I think I could pull that off.
Like a table, chair, something like that works great. Prop it up here. Yeah, dude, that's perfect.
Yeah. So we'll walk away and back a few times.
There you go. And just as natural as possible. Pretend you're not being watched. Yeah.
Okay.
I know, right? That makes it worse, I think, if you say that. Okay, let's go 2 more times.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, man. So now we'll go into just like the movement screen, kind of checking each joint piece by piece. And then we'll do those exercises. Okay. So let's start with, well, since I got you standing, we'll just start there. So first one I want to see is, so from the side, if you can still see me, here, let me tuck in my shirt. So I want you to lock the knees out as much as physically possible. Weight is in your heels, and then reach down, fold forward, touch the toes, and then if you can go further and palm the floor, awesome. Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Really lock those knees out.
They're locked.
Cool. Awesome. Stand on up, and then let's do that one more time. I know we've already kind of done this once before, but just face toward the camera now and do that once more.
Sure.
And go hip width with the feet. So just like right underneath.
Okay.
Perfect. Nice. Okay, now we'll turn back to the side, and I want you to, you'll reach down again, you'll grab the toes, your hip width, and then I want you to bend the knees forward and try to squat as low as you possibly can.
Okay. Can you see my full legs from there? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, right there. That's not bad. Nice. Cool. Stand on up, and then just do that once more facing me.
Yeah.
When you get to the bottom, we'll just do like a 5 count.
What's that?
When you get to the bottom, we'll do a 5 count.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stand on up. Nice. Next one we'll do, let's see, while you're standing, and we'll skip that one. Let me see you. So you're going to face away from me, and then you'll like cross your hands like so. You'll make an X in front of you, hands on the outside of the cheeks.
Okay.
And then just imagine I'm standing. I'm then going to rotate literally as far as I possibly can to the left, and then as far as I possibly can to the right.
Okay. Feet hip width again?
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Now, if you don't mind just doing that, facing toward me this time. Good. And all the way back. Nice. All right. So now we're going to go into more of like a floor test. I want to see, we're going to check the shoulders as well as some more hip measurements. So the next one will be, how do I want to do this? So I'll just have you go ahead and you'll lay on your back, or you can just watch me this first round. Hopefully you can still see me when I do this, but you'll lay down facing away from me.
Yeah.
I can't do it here, but you'll straighten your legs all the way out, flatten your low back, and then one arm at a time is going to come up and over with the palm facing the floor.
Okay.
And you'll come up, and then we'll do that once more, both at the same time.
Okay. Just shout if you can't see anything. I think it should catch it all. Is that all right?
Looks good. Nice. Again, we'll see that left side. Not bad. And then we'll go both at the same time. And then think low back is pressed all the way flat to the floor.
I can't really get my low back to the floor.
All the way down. That's all right.
Wait, let me try again. It's hard
Here,
to
we'll do this. Instead, since you're having trouble doing that, just bend the knees up.
Yeah.
Then flatten, and then we'll see where we can go from there.
Okay. So I'll do both again?
Sure. Yeah, we'll do both. We'll do both.
Yeah, it's
good.
more difficult. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
It just gives out at a certain point.
Not bad though.
Yeah.
If you don't mind now, actually no, that one looked good. We don't need to see it from the side. How did one shoulder feel tighter than the other?
It felt like my left shoulder gave out earlier.
Okay.
My right shoulder, I could almost go all the way back without it giving out. It kind of gave out at the very last second. The left, it felt like it was giving out faster, especially with both of them at the same time.
Yeah, gotcha. There's definitely a little bit of deviation in the two. Your right actually, even though you got to the floor, it wanted to pop out to the side.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
A lot faster. Left was a little more
straight
through of a test. Yeah. So, I mean, all that's doing is it's showing true shoulder flexion, like from the side. Just the way the joint works when you get it here, it makes, yeah, it just shows the true movement of it and the limitation there. So the goal with that is really just to be able to touch the floor. Next one we'll do is I'll have you stand sideways, and then you're going to take this arm. Sorry, I'm all the way down here. You'll take this arm, and then you're going to reach palm all the way back as far as you can, but without it like going out to the side. I want to literally just go here and no like bending. Yeah. So we'll do from the side, and we'll do from the back.
Okay. Hand facing back?
Correct.
Okay.
Not bad. And then just go ahead and turn toward the wall. Yeah, and then we'll do that right side, and then we'll go left and then left again. Not bad. Good. Not bad. Last one we're going to do is for the hips again. So what it'll be, you can see me. I don't have like the most ergonomic space at the moment.
Okay.
So I'll be at my, like laying down. What I want to do is, put this down just a little more. There we go. Yeah, I think you can see me. So the goal is to keep the back flat while pulling this knee, and we'll do both sides. You're gonna pull it all the way to the chest. The goal is for this to touch the chest, but without it like flipping out to the side.
Yeah.
So it's like kneecap in line with the nipple line.
Okay.
Another trick with this is as I pull in, I want to be able to keep this back knee down against the floor as I pull, and without this rolling out to the side.
Okay.
So I don't want to like pull and like do all this stuff, or I get this to the chest, my head will also be relaxed, and then this leg like wants to pop out to the side.
Okay.
And then we'll do the other side. So how I want to see this one is from, you'll have your toes, your feet pointed toward me the first time. We'll do both legs, and then we'll do like right leg facing toward the camera with you sideways, and then left leg facing toward the camera with you sideways the other way.
Okay.
That makes sense. Like one this way, one the other way.
Okay. So just one question. When I'm pulling my knee back, if my lower back comes off the ground, do you want me to stop there, or do you want me to keep going? If my lower back comes off, keep going as far as range of motion towards my chest with my knee.
We'll just kind of see how it goes, man.
Just try it. Okay.
Yeah, we'll just try it, and if it's, we'll see what happens.
Can you see there?
Yes, sir. Go. Nice, and then we'll switch. That side's a little easier.
It seems to be, yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll go from the sides.
The right side.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool. Any of those cause like any pain, would you say?
Not pain, just I could feel tightness in my hips, but not painful.
Yeah. Okay. So from everything I saw, I mean, the main limitations I'm seeing, and then I wrote down as we're going, the overhead flexion, everything else going back looks pretty good. The hip one we just did, that has some limitations, especially on the right side, completely normal. I did see some posture deficits, just with like the right shoulder being lower, like you said, and then a little bit of like anterior tilt to the pelvis.
Yeah.
Which, you know, like I said, you're spot on with what you're feeling and sensing. What I'd say is, as we go forward with this, we want the static posture to start to look better. But really my main concern at this point in time is just decrease pain, and then get these like tests that we're doing a little bit better. Specifically the squat one we did. The goal with that is really to get your ass all the way to your heels.
Okay.
Like here. You weren't far off, but I think we'll be able to get that. Hopefully we'll be able to get that changed today with some of the exercises. So those are kind of my big ones. I don't think we're going to get the pain to go away today. Hopefully we decrease some tension. That sound good?
Yeah, you bet.
Cool. Do you have any questions with that, everything we saw? I know I just like completely sprinted through that like assessment with you.
No, it's all good, man. I think you're right about some of my limitations. Well, I guess one question about the squat thing. It felt like my most difficult part of squatting down there was ankle mobility. So I thought I'd just point that out to you. Like, I think that was where most of the tension was. I felt it like in the front of my ankles, I was basically pulling myself forward with my shoulders, right? I'm not used to squatting all the way down, like ass to the grass like that. So I think ankle mobility was definitely the most difficult part of that one.
Well, so I'm just gonna give a little like education, I guess, on like the posture and the tilts of the pelvis. Because really if your pelvis is off a little bit, so I'm gonna turn myself sideways because I think you'll be able to see me a little better.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm standing here and my pelvis, you know, there's not necessarily like a perfect neutral position. I'm actually just finishing up a post on this and it might make more sense, but basically like when we walk and we run, your pelvis, you know, I take a step and it shifts in the anterior tilt to take that step.
Okay.
And then as I pull through, it shifts into like a posterior tilt to get this kind of stuff working. So anterior tilts are completely fine. It's just when anterior tilt works with gravity. So as you take that step, because we're efficient and we like to take advantage of gravity, it just goes there. Like there's really no muscle activation needed.
Right.
Whereas the posterior tilt needs a lot more muscle activation to happen, just the way we're built.
Yeah.
So what can happen is our body, from sitting, from stress, whatever the heck it is, can just get stuck wanting to use gravity, and it just forgets kind of how to use that posterior tilt.
Okay.
And stabilize there, if that makes sense. So if I am shifted forward, I get an increase in my lordosis here. My ribs flare. My general weight, because the pelvis falls forward with gravity, that's going to pull me forward onto my toes. So that makes this calf a lot more like tight, which then usually limits a lot of our ankle mobility.
Okay.
This also goes hand in hand, you know, if you're having ankles that are pretty tight, the neck can be pretty tight as well, just because we're shifted forward. That lordosis, that lordotic curve is excessive. Ribs are out. I curve back with my kyphotic, my thoracic spine here, which is normal. We just don't want it to be like excessive. Starts to go forward, my shoulders round forward, my head sinks forward, and it's me exaggerating the curvatures of my spine.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, your core is made up of the bottom or the top of your knee from the bottom of your rib cage. So all this in between, and it starts with that pelvis tilt and being able to get that positioning and really just control the anterior tilt. Is that making sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. And really we just have like 3 bones in our body where the brain really like, it helps to like perceive and it tells us where we are in space. One is your sphenoid, which is in the middle of your head. Sorry, I'm going to shut these blinds before they blind me. So we have one, which is sphenoid. Another, which is our sternum. So sphenoid is here, sternum, and then my pubic bone right here. If one of them goes forward, everything's going to try and stay in that alignment. So an anterior tilt pulls that forward, my sternum, like they just want to, they're trying to, exactly, they want to be in alignment. That's just how the brain works. The same thing if I was going this way, you know, it's kind of like if you've ever seen sports or like you train a dog or like a horse, if you lead their head, they're going to go that way. So it's just how it works. But yeah, so that's just a little bit of like education on like how that works, ankle mobility, all that stuff. And then I think that'll help explain the exercises we're about to do.
Okay.
So first one I want to go into is the 90-90 position. I'm going to have you, do you have a chair in that you can kind of pull over?
Yeah, I don't know if it will be the right kind of chair. I've got like a computer chair here. I don't know if this is.
Ooh, that one's going to be tough. You're going to be sliding everywhere.
What do you need it for?
So what I'm thinking is, so if you can see me, you'll probably just be able to see my hips, but push that over there. I basically want you to put feet up on the chair, like so. And then we'll use like a yoga block, something, in between the knees, like
Mhm.
so.
Mm-hmm.
And really, we're just going to work on that posterior tilt. So if you can imagine, I'm technically in like a neutral spine. See if I can give you a little bit better view. Here we go. So I'm in a neutral spine. Like, again, that sphenoid bone we just talked about right here is in line with my sternum and my pubic bone. So that's just kind of creating that balance for the nervous system, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it's going to engage hamstrings a ton, glutes and abdominals, which are just the opposite muscles we use to, or they're the muscles we use for that post tilt. So what it'll look like is you'll be here, you're going to take back pockets to the back of the knees by just pressing down into the chair. So it's a rotation up,
Mm-hmm.
belt line stays, I squeeze, I reach, full exhale, empty the tank, ribs stay down, silent inhale. We'll do that for 2 sets of 5 breaths is the goal.
Okay. I think I can put a table there that might work.
Well, and you know what, Jess, what we can also do is you can just put your feet up against the wall, if you're okay with that. So you can do it like this.
Okay.
And that is actually like, I like to start people off with the chair, but I think you'll do fine with it. It just can be confusing to sense your heels and be able to engage this. Like a lot of people want to press into the wall.
Yeah.
Like a lead press versus pulling downward through the heel. Like I'm trying to peel paint off the wall.
Yeah.
So we can try that if you want.
Let me grab a table and tell me if it works. It should be the right height. Like that.
Dude, that's perfect.
And then like that.
Have you ever done this? Yeah, that I would scoot your bottom a little bit closer to the table.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
And then.
Yep. Bring it like, yeah, right there looks good.
Yeah.
So let's start with your hands just on your ribs, like the lower ribs right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, I just want you to, and you can use a pillow, you don't have to. If you are experiencing, I would say like doing this on your own, use a pillow just to, because you talked about the soreness in the neck, this can actually be a really good one to relieve that.
Okay.
Okay. So we're just going to kind of piece it, like put this together like Lego blocks, piece by piece. So let's just start with the pelvic tilt. So what I want you to sense is, again, back pockets are trying to slide up toward the back of the knees.
Okay.
Okay. You should be feeling hamstring and a little bit of lower glute.
Yeah.
Good. And then if you're ever concerned you can't feel those muscles, you can literally just check with the fingers, you know, just be like, oh, are those muscles on, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yeah.
The tailbone should be off the floor. My belt line is still on the floor.
Okay.
Okay. Now I want you to squeeze the crap out of that foam roller.
Out of the what? Oh, the foam roller.
Yep. Squeeze it. So now you got inner thighs kicking in. Okay.
Yep.
Bring your toes toward your nose. Excellent. So that's just going to get a little bit more. That's that ankle range of motion.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to get every spit of air out possible. So you're going to empty the tank. Pause. 2, 3, 4. Silent inhale through the nose. Get all the air out.
Sorry, I took an inhale in.
That's okay, man. Yeah, no. So we're just gonna kind of like we'll do 2 more of those just so you get the sensation of what that full exhale and the pause feels like, and then we're gonna add another piece to it.
You want me to pause with a full exhale, like completely empty?
Correct.
Okay.
And when you do that, you should really just feel a ton of abs kick in.
Okay.
Right. There we go. Good. And then a silent inhale. One more time. And take a break. So it's different. What we're really looking for. So you did a great job with the exhale and with the pause. Now I want to make it a little bit harder on you in terms of the inhale through the nose. So think I go through that full exhale. I feel these ribs fall down, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep them there. I want to maintain my abdominal tension. Okay. What this is going to act as is essentially like a dam. You know, like we don't want any water to leak through here. We don't want any pressure to go out. So when you exhale, that's your tension. You're maintaining that consciously, and then you're going to nice and easy, like slowly filling up a balloon or filling up a balloon. You want to expand the rib cage essentially. Okay. As you do that, you should, like when you start to feel the ribs pop out into your hands, that's your cue to then get air back out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So what I'm hearing is keep my stomach in when I inhale and breathe in only into the chest. Expand the chest only, keep the stomach in.
Expand chest, like I want rib cage going 360 degrees out and then coming back. Okay. Versus what can happen a lot is I inhale through the nose and then I want to just breathe into the belly.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been taught. That's like the normal diaphragmatic breathing. That's not a bad thing. It's just a different way to breathe. Like, you know, if you're at a full dead sprint, you probably don't care how you're getting air in, right? Your rib cage is expanding, your belly is expanding, all that. What we're doing is just biasing pressure. It's kind of like stretching from the inside out. So like if I have a right shoulder that's lower, it's really hard to stretch that. I can't go in there and just start moving stuff around. So I can use my breath to pop that open essentially is what we're going for. While also learning how to maintain abdominal tension.
Right.
That make more sense? Yeah,
I think I can do that.
Cool. And when you inhale, it's not going to be like a full inhale. It's really going to be like 50% of what you could probably bring in.
Okay.
Okay. So it's like full exhale, 100% out, 50% back in.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good. We get the pause. And silent, gentle inhale through the nose. Feel that rib cage expand in all directions. Those lower ribs, we want them to stay down. Exhale everything back out. Good. Slightly lift your chin up. Yep, just like in CPR, how you have to do the chin lift. That's what I want it to feel like. Ribs stay down, silent inhale. Lower ribs stay down. Nice. Get it back out. Good. We're still hold. Yeah. Nice. Toes to your nose. Silent inhale. Good, man. Take a break.
All right.
How was that?
It's good. It's interesting. It's a lot you're trying to do at once.
Yeah.
Definitely felt it most like lower abs, trying to keep those tense. But yeah, it's something I can work on for sure.
Definitely. Lower abs, feeling that. And if you're feeling hammies, you're in business. That was perfect. Like I said, the real big thing is just keeping those lower ribs. When you exhale, we want them to just fall all the way down, flush with the body, and then maintain, like they're laminated down. So that way, you're really going to feel expansion like outward and then this way, both of those ways.
Okay.
That's the goal. Next one we'll do is, so that breathing's not going to change. It's still the full exhale, 4 to 5 second pause, 50% inhale, maintaining abs. I want to try more of a squat position this time and see how that goes. So let's see. And I'm going to be sending you videos and all this stuff on these. Here, let me put you over here. Can you see that? Not really. I'm going to turn you sideways. We'll try that. So what I want, I can just hold on to one at a time. All right, man. So we're just going to be two dudes with our shirts off, FaceTiming pretty much. Okay. But I think this will help like explain it a little bit better.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to like see the expansion.
Right.
So what I want for this is, again, I want this expanding forward. I want to feel expansion throughout my back. This should feel pretty good on the low back as you do it. Let's try to go over just a little more. So I'm just going to hold on to the chair. Preferably you'd hang on to like the back of a couch, your kitchen sink, something really stable. This isn't very stable, but we're just going to work with what we got. So what I want with this is I'm holding on. Shift it around. So I'm holding on. My weight is in my heels. I've got a block. I've got a foam roller. It's in between the knees again. Okay. Again, I'm squeezing the crap out of this. Hold on. I'm then going to reach my knees as far forward as I can without my heels popping up.
Okay.
So a lot of ankle mobility here. All right.
Yeah.
So it's that full stretch of the calf essentially. Reach forward. You're going to feel some pressure in the knees. That's completely fine. Go as forward as I can. I hit that point. My heels are still down. My weight's still there. I'm going to tuck my butt just a little more. My arms are meat hooks. So I'm just hanging off of here.
Okay.
What I don't want to see is we're like doing this kind of deadlift position or like a hinge.
Right.
True squat is where you're keeping your head over your bottom. Okay. So I just want you to be as like upright as physically possible. You can see how a kitchen sink would be a lot nicer. Here I reach, squeeze the crap out of that block. You're gonna be shaking. Full exhale. Ribs fall in and back. Silent inhale. You should be able to see that expansion throughout my rib cage and my back. Okay. You're gonna feel a lot of quads.
Wonder if I could turn it here for my sink. Let's see. Maybe I'll try to use that coach. Does this work? Can you see this?
Yeah, that works, man.
Okay. How are my feet? Are they close enough?
I would say,
Closer?
yeah, like right there.
Okay.
With this, man, it's really not about how low you can go. It's more just about driving those knees forward. The quads are going to roast, and then trying to keep your head stacked over your bottom.
Okay.
Good. Reach those knees as far forward as they'll go. Heels are down. I think right there is perfect.
Okay.
Tuck your butt just a little bit. Good. Arms are relaxed. They're just holding on for like meat hooks. Good. Full exhale. Feel those ribs fall down and back. Empty the tank. Good. Keep those ribs there. Keep those abs on. Silent inhale through the nose. Feel the back and everything expand. Good. Let's go 2 more times, 2 more breaths. Full exhale. Little more tuck of your bottom. Silent inhale. One more time. Kind of crunch your ribs in. There you go. There's a little more abs. And silent inhale. And take a break.
Oh, that's done.
That's a tough one for sure.
Yeah, burns the quads big time.
Yeah. With that one, I mean, again, it's the same kind of principles. We're just getting you out of that anterior tilt, out of that rib flare. We're just going to go the opposite direction. Ribs down, tuck your butt, engage all the muscles that, for whatever reason, aren't getting leverage right now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to do that one more time, and then we're going to retest some of this.
Okay.
Okay. How are you doing on time?
Oh, I got all the time in the world, man. I'm quarantined.
Cool, man. Perfect.
Yeah. All right.
So with this one, just a little bit. So what I was kind of saying is like pull the ribs in a little bit. So it's going to be like, we're trying to go for like a global flexion through our spine. So like, I want to be able to see everything kind of tuck underneath. There's a difference between me just using this and me using my pelvis, my thoracic spine, everything to kind of come over. Does that make sense? Oh, did you get any of that?
No.
So what I was saying is you really just want to be able to like have a little bit more flexion or like a curvature in that spine.
Like rounding forward?
Right. But the thing is you don't want to like round forward to the point where you're just like using like the thoracic spine. So I don't want you to like pull this number. It's more as I bend forward. It's kind of everything, like I tuck my butt and everything kind of rounds together, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Can you see the difference of that?
Yeah, it's more like pelvic tilt, lower back instead of upper back.
Exactly. The upper back's already going to bend. We'd want to just get the lower back and everything to kind of bend a little more.
Okay.
Nice. Squeeze that foam roller. Relax those shoulders. Like let the shoulder blades like pull around the rib cage, if that makes sense. There you go. So you're just like hanging backwards off of this. Just empty the tank. Nice. Silent inhale. Very nice. That should have felt pretty good on the back and kind of feel that expansion back there. Good. Keep the low abs. Ribs are laminated down. Silent inhale. One more time. And back in.
Whew.
Yeah, man, take a break.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, tough. I think you're gonna have to do like reps of like 2 because I felt myself like really burning out on the 3rd.
Yeah, that's normal. So especially, I like that one because it's the quads, again, they're part of that anterior tilt. So the quads will want to hold really tight. And that exercise there specifically makes them lengthen and work from like a stretch position, that eccentric, which is, it's a different type of strength, and your knee's going to love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's retest. So let's just start with the pain stuff. So I'll just have you go the side bend to your right again. See if that's any better.
Yeah, it feels better. Yeah.
Cool. Let's try, you can still face toward me. Let's try the toe touch.
Okay.
Oh, you could probably palm the floor there.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah. Which is crazy because we technically activated your hamstrings.
Yeah.
And we are getting more range out of that. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Let's do our squat test. So we'll go while you're facing me. Let's just see how low you can go. So again, we grab the toes and then we come all the way down, and then we'll go from the side.
Yeah.
Not bad. Come on up.
Inside.
Yeah. Nice, man. How'd that feel?
I felt more flexible. My quads are still burning from the
man.
exercise though.
Dude,
but yeah, definitely.
That exercise, I literally do. I mean, I do it every day. It's just a really good movement. It's also biased toward different body types. So like a big power lifter, like I'm gonna have him do completely different like movements, whereas like you and I are built similarly, like our rib cage and pelvic positions. So I mean, that's just one exercise that's probably not gonna go away. Like it's a great one to do and build strength with.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you before I went on my tangent. What were you saying before that?
Was it about the leg squat type exercise I was talking about?
Yeah, you said your quads are burning up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, now that I'm like don't really have a regular gym, that's good that I can challenge them like that. Otherwise, besides that, all I have is body weight squats, right? But it felt like I was actually like moving a lot of weight, even though I was just holding like my torso up. So yeah, it's good. Good little tool.
Definitely, man. And it's like I said, it's just our muscles get. So the way the brain works, man, is it just wants to be as efficient as possible. So it's like more than you're technically on autopilot. Like your or your brain's just dealing with patterns, and it anticipates a lot without us even knowing consciously. It's already anticipated like your next 3 moves, whether you've done it or not. So when you go to the gym and you're doing your normal squat and kind of like lead routine, whatever it is, and if you haven't switched up in a while, the brain's doing the same thing. It's kind of just like it's anticipating each rep and how you're going to use the body. what we've done there, with it just being a body weight squat kind of hold, we just challenge the muscles in a different way that the brain isn't used to, essentially, which is building a completely different type of strength. The cool thing is because we're challenging it so much on like a neurological level, you'll get that strength within like 2 weeks, and then it's going to start feeling like crazy good, versus like hypertrophy, which is a 4 to 6 week process. That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Last one we'll check is that one on your back where you're reaching up and over.
Okay. Like separate arms or both arms?
Let's do both.
Do you want me facing this way or towards you?
If you don't mind facing your head toward the camera, please.
Okay.
So good. And then come back down. And so this time when you do it, think about like, start with your palms toward your shoulders.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
So like bend the elbows actually, and like literally have the palms up at your shoulders with the elbows bent.
Like
Perfect.
that?
Yep. And then from there, keep the elbows tight to the body and then reach to the floor behind you. Not bad. How'd that feel?
Good. Kind of shaky, but not bad.
Yeah. Let's go. I'd like to give you one more exercise if that's cool.
Yeah.
And this one will be a little bit more for like the shoulder stability. And hopefully we can kind of improve that stuff. So let's do, how should we do this one? I'm going to challenge you a little bit. We might be kind of getting ahead of ourselves, but it's worth a shot. If it's too much, then it's too much. So your feet are going to be up on the couch. So I'll show you, like, I have my bed here. I don't know. We'll see if that works. Okay. Here. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to go inverted, like so. My knees are on the couch, kind of deal. I'm going to drop down to the elbows. Can you still see me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. So from here, elbows are down. I'm going to press my hands into the floor as hard as I can. I'm then going to exhale everything out, keep my head punched away from the floor. All the blood's going to rush to your face.
Okay.
It sucks, but it's a good exercise. Full exhale. Feel those lower ribs. Silent inhale through the nose. And we'll go for like 3 to 5 breaths on that.
Okay. I'll try to do 3 to 5, but no guarantees.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah. I hope my couch can like support me.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So do this. So that's, if you want, actually, you can go knees on the cushion, fold yourself over the arm. Yeah, that's perfect. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's actually, I'm actually really happy with that. So we're there. Keep the elbows kind of pulled in toward you. Hands are in line with the elbows. Perfect. Press like the knobby portion of your neck up toward the ceiling and away from the floor. Good. Press the hands into the floor, and then we're breathing. Good. And then silent inhale through the nose. Keep the abs nice and held together. And we'll go one more time.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, it's a really tough one. You all right there?
Yeah, it's all good.
Let's what were you feeling with that one? Like what muscles?
Lats and shoulders and stomach, like abs, just keeping them in.
Just all of that.
Like the, yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's do we'll recheck that one. I know we only did one round of that, but usually it has a pretty good effect. We'll recheck that shoulder flexion, and then I kind of want to just take some after photos of your posture. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
How's that feel?
Better, I think.
Yeah. Do you mind doing it one more time? I actually, we kind of cut out just a little bit, and I wasn't able to see the full translation of the movement.
Okay. Do you want me to do like bent again, or do you want me to try straight?
Do it with the elbows bent again, actually.
Okay.
Nice. Touching the floor, that's good, and that elbow's staying in a lot more. Cool.
Okay.
All right, man.
Good.
And then we'll just do, like I said, just the posture photos, and we'll kind of go for, and then I'm ready for any questions you got.
Okay. Can you see me there?
I can, yeah. Just relaxed posture. One more here. Cool, and then we'll turn. Nice. And we'll turn for the last one. Cool, man. Nice.
Yeah.
So I'll be kind of just like putting those photos, like, you know, before and after, just so like we can see if there's anything really changing. And then we'll kind of just do that every session just to see if there's any improvements. You can also take photos yourself just to kind of check. We're not, so I mean, from the initial post that you like found me through, that one is great, like the reaching to get that shoulder back and up. Really everything, I think that's more of like a frontal plane kind of movement though, with the rib cage specifically. What we're really focusing on, since like 70 to 80% of our movement is in sagittal plane, which is forward, backwards. We're just really trying to, if we can get that working and we get that all cleared up, like you know, like my shoulder flexion, my hips, my squat, 9 times out of 10, frontal plane and transverse rotational stuff cleans up as well. So we'll kind of just see what changes we get with like these 3 exercises and then go from there. That's
Do you want me to just focus on those three and not so much the one for the uneven shoulders?
Correct. Because again, it's just because most of our movement does live in that forward backwards plane. Let's get as much as we can done there, and then the rest of the stuff is just like touch up in a way.
Yeah.
And really too, with like our static postures, they do tend to change pretty frequently, especially when you are a lot more mobile. Each joint specifically is like moving better. Yeah, man, it's weird. Like I kind of mentioned in that post, like I'm stressed out or I did a bunch of heavy deadlifts, like I can fall back into like a weird funky posture. It's really just having the tools to find like neutrality again and getting your nervous system to calm back down. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
do you see a lot of room for improvement for me as far as front and backwards with those 3 exercises?
definitely, man.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's really just because it's that tilt of the pelvis. It's because it's just the center of our like everything. Like it's like the center of our body and center of gravity. When you change that and you start to find a lot more control over that, it does most of the work right there. So like I've been going through the Reddit, posture Reddit, and just like spamming with that hip bridge I had you start with, just because it's such a powerful exercise. I'm like, man, like more people need to use this. It'll fix a lot of stuff. So that's, and then the rest, like I said, it's just touch up, get it moving, and then, man, load it up. Like learn how to take these, because that's another key piece of it is teaching your body how to use these new positions. But I say that 50% of the time it is, but for a lot of people, like another half of the people, they can do a couple of these exercises as like a warm up or a cool down a couple times a week, and they're fine. And it's like, I don't really care what you do movement wise, just like take some of these principles with you, and it's a tool in your back pocket. So that's kind of, we'll just see how it goes and everything progresses, and if we're seeing the changes we want to see. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So going forward, I'll send you again, like kind of a summary of what we talked about. Summary of some of the limitations I saw. I'll probably get you the photos like this week. I don't have that much time, but I can't promise I can get them done like tonight. And then I'll definitely send you all the exercises and like how many times to do them, and like some little extra tips with it.
Okay. Hang on again.
Uh-oh. You there?
Yeah. Sorry, you're saying how did we know basically what a programmer sort of thing?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna send you like, that's good. I'm just gonna send you all the exercises to do and whatever tips and stuff that we have. So do you have any questions for me?
Sounds good. Were you on those different exercises on the inhale, were you seeing my rib cage expand? Because I felt like it was very difficult to get that to happen, but were you seeing that at all?
I was. Your lower ribs are still wanting to come along for the ride. Which, I mean, that's why we're practicing this. Like, don't look at that as like, oh man, like something's wrong. Like, it's just the body doesn't know how to use that, and it's in between each rib. We have muscles called our intercostals. When we don't use them, they're just kind of glued together, and it's like me telling you to learn how to spread your toes apart. And if you ever done that, it's tough to do when you first start. So same with the ribs. So the goal is, if these are my lower ribs, my pinkies, I want them to stay down while everything else expands and opens up.
Yeah. Yeah. It was very difficult to like make that happen. But practice makes perfect, right? Okay.
Exactly. And that's why we kind of do like weekly check-ins. We'll see what's going on. We'll see if there's anything we can kind of add in and adjust with it. And just really go from there. And then you have my information. And if you ever have questions, shoot me an email. Open to anything you got, and I'll try to answer it as best I can. But over time, you'll be able to, it's weird, man. Like once you start feeling it and you start feeling that rib cage expand, it's like there's no looking back. You're like, oh man, that's nice.
All right.
Any other questions?
Not a question, but a request. If you have time and the capability, do you mind just uploading this whole video somewhere that I could download it from, like Google Drive or something like that? Just so I can have the whole like entire walkthrough and everything.
Yeah, definitely, man. And going forward too, if you want to record, go for it. Like you can record it too, whatever you want to do. I mean, it's as much it's your money, man. You do whatever you want. But these aren't like super secret techniques that I have or anything. It's just like more I can share, the better. All right, man. Well, it looks like we're just cutting in and out now.
I think it's probably my internet. It's not the greatest, unfortunately. I'm sharing it with the landlord upstairs, so it's just it's flaky, right? Sometimes it's fine, and sometimes it's just not there when I need it.
Yeah, no worries, man. Well, we got through the whole assessment, so that's perfect.
Yeah, making it work.
But if you don't have any more questions, I think we'll call it there, and I'll get that summary going for you.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate all the help.
Dude, no problem. Great work today.
All right. Thanks.
All right, man. I'll see you later.